Coming up on This Week in Torrance, a hometown legend is remembered on his 103rd birthday.
And have you ever wanted to learn what it's like to be a police officer? Well, now you can. We'll tell you how.
Plus, you can cheer up patients at a local hospital on Valentine's Day with a little creativity.
Then a local landmark is just steps away from getting a historic recognition.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. As people around the world mourn the loss of 9 lives in a tragic helicopter crash in Calabasas, artists from across the Los Angeles County are honoring basketball icon Kobe Bryant through their art. If you pass by this Torrance business, low-key smoke and vape shop on 182nd near Prairie, on their property, you will see a mural of Kobe Bryant coming to life thanks to artist Jason White. He says after learning about his passing, he spoke to the owner to see if he could remember the legend through art. White has previously created artwork at the smoke shop and says it's been heartfelt seeing people stop by and honoring Bryant as he paints it. The life-size painting features Bryant donning his Laker jersey just like fans remember him on the court. White says he enjoys creating cartoon art and uses all sorts of techniques. He hopes his murals inspires the youth to never give up.
It meant a great deal. I think I can, speak for everybody with that. It meant a great deal. It's bigger than basketball, for me personally. I'll share this with you. I don't have the artwork with me, but in 2017, December 14, 2017, man, I had actually did like a Kobe painting. It was my style of art, though, so the character style, but he had a jersey of Kobe on, right? And that same day, man, I got hit by a truck, and I almost lost my life, man. So it was mandatory that I do this, man, because he meant a great deal to me, just the inspiration. And obviously, I love this game. I supported Kobe through and through, so, you know what I'm saying? That's what kind of moved me, but I had to, because it made me reflect back on 2017 when I got hit. It's been overwhelming, man. People have cried. The kids, obviously, you know what I'm saying? They're elated, they're ecstatic. Just people passing by, honking. That's all you hear. Even my headphones full of blast, I still hear the honks, you know what I'm saying? So it's like every minute or so you hear a honk. So it's been overwhelming for me personally because I don't like attention. I like to move behind the scenes and just keep everything like humble, if that makes sense. So it's overwhelming for me because I didn't anticipate none of this, man. I painted here before, but this, it's been next levels.
All 9 bodies were recovered from the crash site and identified. Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, John Altobelli, his wife Carrie and daughter Alyssa, Christina Mauser, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, and pilot Ara Sabayan were the victims in the helicopter crash. Bryant spent 20 seasons in the NBA with the Lakers. He was the 4th leading scorer in the NBA history and was also the youngest player in NBA history at the time of his debut in 1996. Investigators say a final report will be released in the next 12 to 18 months.
The City Council was back in the chambers to discuss city business. This week, the city honored 2 employees upon their retirement. Resolutions were read for Richard Hall from the Public Works Department for 38 years of service and John Ritter from the Torrance Fire Department, who served for 29 years. And the South High School varsity team was recognized for their CIF Southern California Division 6AA Regional Championship.
The city also celebrated the Torrance Transit Department's big milestone that same evening.
Happy birthday, Torrance Transit. Happy birthday to you.
The Torrance Transit Department, along with City Council members and staff, celebrated 80 years in service. Transit staff held a special ceremony before the council meeting to recognize this moment. It was founded in January of 1940 and began providing bus service between Torrance and downtown Los Angeles. Till this day, it still provides safe, reliable, and inexpensive public transportation options to people across Los Angeles County. The system helps reduce traffic congestion and pollution and improves the quality of life by promoting alternative and multimodal travel. Over the recent years, staff have launched a transit app, modernized signs across the city, and have been recognized for top service. Most recently, Torrance Transit was given the honor of being the Small Operator Transit Agency of the Year on November 14, 2019.
We not only serve the South Bay region, but we're also a regional connector. We're looking forward to the Green Line coming to Torrance and our regional transit center to service that Green Line.
From that day until now, 8 decades later, Torrance Transit is still going strong, taking people to work, school, shopping, and home again, and it has never stopped running.
Torrance Transit System has grown to employ 163 people, 11 fixed routes that extends throughout Los Angeles County, a fleet of 63 alternative fuel CNG buses, and drives nearly 4 million riders annually. Transit Director Kim Turner said she is looking forward to the future and serving more communities. Council also read a proclamation in celebration of 80 years of service.
For the March 3rd, 2020 presidential primary election, voters will see a number of changes in the voter experience. It's designed to make voting more convenient and accessible. Reporter Colleen Farrell brings us up to speed on how the new voting system will work.
Welcome to the future of voting in Los Angeles County.
Los Angeles County is unveiling a new way for voters to make their voices heard. Among the changes, you'll soon be visiting a vote center instead of a polling place, and you'll have more time to vote. Instead of just one day, you can vote during 4 or 11 days, depending on the location. You can also vote from any vote center in the county. The vote center locations will be determined through a comprehensive spatial analysis designed to gain understanding of when and where voters are most likely to vote.
It gives voters a chance to go anywhere within LA County and still be able to vote on their local ballot.
Another change, say goodbye to those archaic paper rosters and hello to electronic poll books that enable instant voter registration on site along with verification of voter data in real time. An interactive sample ballot will make it easier for voters who want to make their selections at home using the internet. At the voter center, they can then enter their selection using a simple QR code. From there, the new electronic ballot marking device, or BMD, will print out your ballot to verify for accuracy. Your printed paper ballot will then be placed in a secure ballot box in the back of the BMD and transferred to a secure facility where votes will be tallied on an independent vote tabulation system. If you still prefer to use a paper sample ballot, you can do so. Simply bring it in and transfer your selections manually into the ballot marking device.
This is to bring us into the 21st century. The machines that they'll be voting on are very convenient because you can change the contrast on the machine to make it easier to read. You can change the language to match whatever language you're more comfortable reading in, and you can verify your ballot before you print it and drop it in the ballot box.
How do I know someone else didn't go register, didn't go and vote using my name?
So it goes to 3 levels of verification before we process the vote.
By design, the BMD is not connected to any network or to the internet, so it doesn't store voter data or tally votes. With questions about security answered, after a test drive, most are ready to embrace the change.
I like the idea it can print out and so I can see in advance what I voted for, and I can make changes if I want to before I file the ballot in the machine.
It's easy to pick up. It's pretty simple. When I first got here, I learned how to do it, so pretty cool.
It's all designed to be secure and transparent to ensure that everyone's vote gets counted. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Colleen Farrell.
Thanks, Colleen. For the first time, Torrance City Council elections will transition from at-large voting to district-based voting come March. The city consists of 6 districts, and only voters residing in Districts 2, 4, and 6 will be asked to vote in 2020, with the second phase happening in 2022 in Districts 1, 3, and 5.
Now, despite the new way of voting, as Colleen shared, you can still vote by mail by dropping off your ballot. There are 3 locations right here in Torrance where you can still do that. The Vote by Mail ballot drop-off program gets underway beginning February 3rd through March 3rd. In the city, you can stop by the city clerk's office, El Retiro Library, North Torrance Library, and Henderson Library. If you are looking for voting centers near you, the Los Angeles County Registrar Recorder and County Clerk has them listed on their website. There will be 23 sites in Torrance to navigate the vote centers, and for more information, visit vsap.lavote.net.
The city now officially has a new Assistant City Librarian. City Librarian Yolande Wilburn proudly announced the appointment of Evan Coates. Coates comes with a wealth of knowledge and will be responsible for the oversight of operations and programming for the 5 branch libraries, in addition to serving as the liaison to the nonprofit's Friends of the Torrance Library. Coates began his career with the City of Torrance in 2000, and he has a master's degree in library services from San Jose State University and attended the California State Library Eureka Leadership Institute. The Library Services Division operates under the Community Services Department.
Thousands of volunteers across Los Angeles County canvassed designated tracts in hopes of combating homelessness. 70 volunteers, along with local first responders and city staff, came out to the Ken Miller Recreation Center to participate in the annual Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count. This takes place over the course of 3 days and 3 nights in January every year in Los Angeles County. The city once again was a deployment site where volunteers were trained and assigned a tract. They are put into groups and drive through various neighborhoods. We were able to take a ride with Assistant City Manager Aram Shaparian for a closer look. Here's what Councilman Herring had to say.
We need to be able to identify the problem that we have. And over the past few years, as you know, our numbers on the homelessness has been expanding and increasing. And we're also getting allocations from our county, from the state, and from the country to attack this problem.
Anything to help the community. I've lived in Torrance forever.
Last year's estimate found that on any given night, almost 59,000 people were experiencing some form of homelessness in the county. The annual count is an essential component in collecting vital information that helps officials provide an accurate picture of the state of homelessness in Los Angeles and to deliver services where they are most needed. The City of Torrance has its own Social Services Commission that is designated to various populations, including the homeless. Officials say nearly 8,000 volunteers were needed in the greater Los Angeles area to complete the count this year.
Local hospital patients will have a brighter Valentine's Day thanks to this act of kindness. The Volunteer Center South Bay Harbor Long Beach is collecting Valentine's Day cards. They are partnering with the SouthBayMommiesAndDaddies.com. It's a website of resources for parents who are hosting a project to collect as many feel-good Valentine's Day cards in time for the holiday. Now through February 9th, you can follow their post online to see how to create a Valentine's Day card. South Bay Mommies and Daddies have also partnered with businesses across the South Bay for this project. In Torrance, you can drop off cards at AR Workshop. If you would like to participate, pre-registration is encouraged so officials know how many cards are made. Go to SouthBayMommiesAndDaddies.com. Cards will be delivered to Providence, Little Company of Mary, and Torrance Memorial Medical Centers.
The Los Angeles County Business Federation recently installed its new officers for 2020, and one name is a familiar one here in Torrance, the Honorable Carolina V. Lugo from the Superior Court of Los Angeles County swore in the BizFed installation of officers. President and CEO of the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, Donna Duperon, was sworn in as chair-elect at the California Club in Los Angeles. BizFed is a massive, diverse grassroots alliance that unites the voice of businesses. BizFed has more than 180 business organizations representing 400,000 employers with 3.5 million employees throughout Los Angeles County. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce has been a member of BizFed for many years. It took place during BizFed's 12th anniversary board meeting.
A local South Bay landmark is one step closer in getting recognized on the county level. Alpine Village has been a fixture of German cultural heritage in Los Angeles County for 52 years. Opened in 1968, the property is located a few blocks east of the City of Torrance in a section of unincorporated Los Angeles County. Recently, the Los Angeles County Historical Landmarks and Records Commission voted unanimously to recommend that the County Board of Supervisors designate Alpine Village as a county landmark. Officials say to date more than 120 letters of support have been submitted, with several members of the Friends of Alpine Village Coalition and Conservancy attending meetings and testifying for the designation. The report prepared by the county's preservation consultant found Alpine Village historically significant for its association with commercial development as a center of European American social and cultural activity. It also offers a rare example of a Bavarian-themed shopping court. Next, the nomination will come before the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, who will cast the ultimate vote. The property gains protection against demolition if it is designated as an official landmark.
Well, still ahead, a local hero was remembered on his 103rd birthday.
Plus, performing artists get recognized for their talents at an annual award ceremony.
Yes, but see, you don't have a college degree.
Well, no.
Okay, well...
Wait. Before you skip over me, can you at least hear me out? No, I do not have a college degree, but I've been working 2 jobs since the age of 18. I've been doing internships while raising my little brother, and any moment that I can spare, I'm studying, just trying to better myself. Okay, I'm ready for this.
Wow. I'd love to hear more.
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Heading into February, if you haven't started working on your taxes, the deadline will be here before you know it. And in the studio today, we welcome back our Senior Scene Ambassador, Hope Witkowski, to talk about resources available to our community. Welcome, Hope. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you for having me here. It's great to be back.
Now, I know it's early February, but tax season is officially here, right, Hope?
Right.
And if you haven't already, people at home should be making appointments with their accountant. I know we just did. And getting their paperwork together to file their taxes so that you're not scrambling on the eve of the deadline.
That's right, Jen. And thankfully, seniors can take advantage of help that's available to them for free. And they can get all their taxes filed on time. AARP, which stands for the American Association of Retired Persons, has partnered with the IRS certified and trained AARP tax volunteers to help our local seniors.
That's incredible. I mean, what a great resource. Now, give us the basic information. How do they sign up? Where do they go? You know, tell us more.
Okay. So I know filing taxes can feel overwhelming, but all they would need is to bring a copy of last year's tax return, their ID, their Social Security card, and any tax forms that they've received. This starts this month and goes all the way through April 15th. And to go there, it starts at 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And it's available at the Russ Nolte Annex, which is located on 1339 Post Avenue, right next to the Torrance Historical Society and Museum. And it's actually inside the Focal Point on Aging office. It's a great resource for older adults and family members. And from past experience, I found that wait till noon to go because it's not quite as busy, but it won't take too long at any time.
Thanks so much, Hope. You are a wealth of knowledge. I love having you here. I hope you come back very soon.
Thanks for having me.
Well, again, the AARP Tax Aid is a walk-in only event that takes place Monday through Saturday from now through April 15th. Now, you don't have to be an AARP member. That is what's so great about this. It is a free service open to the community. You can call the Community Services Recreation Division number at 310-618-2930 if you need more information. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, a local hero is remembered. A local Torrance hero was remembered on what would have been his 103rd birthday.
I went over and I shook his hand. He just said one thing. He just said, "The boy with the fast finish." So actually, he thought that was...
Hometown hero Louis Zamperini was a Torrance resident, a World War II veteran, and Olympian. He was remembered and celebrated by the community and the Torrance Historical Society recently. Community members, his children, and even Torrance High Track team members were in attendance. Zamperini's son, Luke Zamperini, shared his personal stories about his father to the attendees. And there was no better place to host this occasion than at the museum, where a majority of Zamperini's memorabilia is displayed for the public. The Historical Society is now curators of Louis Zamperini's trust collection. People were able to watch the City Centennial DVD of Louis Zamperini, Triumph of the Torrance Tornado, and the clip of when Zamperini won the 1934 Southern California Track and Field Championship. Debbie Hayes from the Torrance Historical Society and Museum says she hopes people will learn from Zamperini's words of "Don't give up, don't give in."
We want to celebrate that life because even though he has crossed the final finish line, he is still an inspiration to those who know his story, especially the youth and especially those at Torrance High.
I need to be here. It's important for the Zamperini family to continue to have a presence in Torrance, particularly at the Torrance Historical Society. And I'm just thrilled to see the place is full of people here to learn more about my father.
Luke Zamperini says he misses his father's humor and advice. The museum had Zamperini's training shorts and sweatshirt from the 1936 Olympics, luggage the community brought him to attend the Olympic tryouts in New York, and his diary that displayed Zamperini's stories from when he was a prisoner of war and tortured for more than 2 years in Japan. You can check out the memorabilia by stopping by the museum in downtown Torrance. Zamperini passed away in 2014.
It was a night of celebration honoring local musicians and artists making an impact in the Torrance and South Bay community. There was no better way to honor the performing arts than having the award recipients this year give the audience a taste of their talents. As the Torrance Performing Arts Consortium award ceremony was underway at the James Armstrong Theater. The Torrance Performing Arts Consortium, also known as TPAC, brings community performing arts groups together. Working to promote and assist one another, Councilman Aurelio Matucci was the MC for the night. Awards given during the ceremony included 2 Peggy Dowell President Awards, 9 Daily Breeze Making a Difference Awards, 6 Mercury State and Theater, and 2 Poetry Awards. The Making a Difference Award is to encourage young performing and visual artists. Jane Lee, a recipient of the Daily Breeze Making a Difference Award, has 2 music schools in the South Bay and a nonprofit called Musical Miracles.
I think it's just a reminder that I need to continue to work hard and to give music and arts to the community, especially to children who would not have the opportunity to be a part of the arts otherwise.
We have Motown events, we have very wonderful people that come to this smaller community here that you can find sometimes only in Los Angeles or around the world, and people are getting together and trying to bring the arts to this area, which makes it wonderful and exciting.
I'm just generally excited to be here. The Southern California News Group is been here for a long, long time, and this is a city, Torrance is a city that really takes care of the arts and cares about it deeply, and it's always exciting to see the different activities that happen here.
Jazz pianist, composer, and conductor David Benoit was awarded the Torrance Performing Arts Consortium's Peace and Harmony Award, a new commissioned recognition. Representative from Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, Janice Hahn's office presented another award to him as well. Benoit received numerous Grammy nominations and has charted over 25 albums since 1980. Benoit is also the music director for the Asia America Symphony Association. The recognition honors musicians who strive to make a difference with work here and around the world.
We live in Rancho Palos Verdes now. We've been in Redondo, Hermosa, Manhattan, PV Estates, all over the place. And we just bought a place in Rancho Palos Verdes. Very happy to be here in this community, and it's given me so much. And our home at the Asia America Youth Orchestra is right here at James Armstrong. I love this venue, and I love working with kids. It's really a life, something I've devoted my life to. And one of my students is the now conductor of the New York Youth Symphony. I'm so proud of him, and so many other students that have gone on to do great things. It's really one thing of all the things I've done, one thing I'm most proud of.
Another highlight of the night is the honor of the Dee Hardison Award, which went to Los Angeles Department of Arts and Culture Commissioner Eric Eisenberg. Late Mayor Dee Hardison's husband, Lowell, joined in presenting the award. Hardison was instrumental in helping to create TPAC. You can learn more about the Torrance Performing Arts Consortium by going to torranceperformingarts.com. Thanks to a new business now in Torrance, shoppers may get a chance to find some rare gems. 2nd Street USA Inc. announced a new location in Torrance, marking it as the 4th store. The first one opened 2 years ago in Los Angeles. The store buys and sells secondhand clothing and accessories. It has one-of-a-kind quality designer and vintage items, unique and trendy clothing, shoes, and accessories. When you stop by, you could find brands such as Supreme, Vivienne Westwood, and even luxury items like Louis Vuitton and Chanel. The Torrance location will be on Hawthorne Boulevard near Emerald Street. It will have nearly 10,000 items, including gently worn clothing, bags, shoes, and accessories. The newly added section will be kids' clothing, making it the only second-hand store carrying this. You can buy and sell clothes online as well. You can find out more at secondstreetusa.com.
As more cases of the coronavirus appear locally, health officials say it's a good idea to be aware of the symptoms. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health say people don't have to take any special precautions at this time, and there are no immediate threats to the public in the region. What's being called the novel coronavirus is a new one that hasn't been identified before in humans. This type is usually found in animals, but can spread to humans. Recently, hundreds of cases of pneumonia associated with the virus in Wuhan City, China, have been identified. It is spread from an infected person to others through coughing, sneezing, close personal contact, touching an object or surface with the virus on it, then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes before washing your hands. Symptoms are fever, cough, difficulty breathing, and severe illness. Officials say people who traveled to Wuhan since December 1st, 2019 could be exposed to the virus. While there have been no cases in Torrance reported, the city's Office of Emergency Services is in constant communication with the Los Angeles County Office of Emergency Management. You can follow the city's Office of Emergency Services on Facebook at Torrance OES.
The American Lung Association released the latest statistics on tobacco use in California. In their State of Tobacco Control 2020 report, tobacco use remains the nation's leading cause of preventable death and disease. The report shows that California receives solid grades in many areas, but officials say there is a disturbing trend threatening the health of the state's youth as e-cigarettes have taken a, quote, deadly turn. Youth vaping is rising at a quick rate, and there has been a 135% increase in high school e-cigarette use in just the past 2 years. Report shows that adult smoking rate remains at 11.2%. California received top grades in smoke-free air policies, funding for state tobacco prevention programs and coverage, and access to services to quit tobacco, to name a few. The 18th Annual State of Tobacco Control report grades state and federal governments on policies proven to prevent and reduce tobacco use. Officials say they urge state and local officials to pass restrictions on the sale of all flavored tobacco products to support public health and save lives. The Torrance Unified School District plans to host 2 more educational vaping workshops on February 5th and March 18th. Now let's check in with Leslie Robbins on what's new and exciting in local sports.
Hi, Leslie. What do you have for us?
What's up, Jin and Ben? Coming up on the sports desk, from Torrance to every corner of Los Angeles County and beyond, the legendary LA Laker Kobe Bryant is remembered. That and much more. Be sure to watch every day at 4 and 9:30. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Leslie, and that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.